What's up guys, welcome back to another GGF video. Now today I'm going to be doing a quick build overview video in a recent build I did in the Cougar Conqueror case. Now you may have seen I did a build recently in an all white theme in a Cougar case. Now this is a second build I've done for the Cougar PAX Australia booth in Melbourne later on this month in a few weeks. So what I've done is I've done sort of a all out Cougar themed build. As I said in my previous one, it was all white. I haven't done too much modding on the exterior on this case because I wanted to represent the case as it is in its natural form. I didn't sort of want to mislead people by altering too many colors and whatnot that doesn't actually represent the case in its final form. So I haven't done too much on the outside. I've done a few little modifications on the inside, which I'll touch base later on. First of all, I want to cover all the hardware used. All the sponsors did contribute the hardware, so we'll go over those and we'll see what we've got in this build. So first off, of course, Cougar, they provided the case. It is for their booth. They provided the case, the Cougar Conqueror, and an 800 watt power supply down the bottom here. Now, other hardware in the build is ASUS have supplied the motherboard and the video card. So the video card, we have the Strix Gaming GTX 1080 Ti. You can see it in there, a nice card. And we have fully water-cooled the system. Once again, Bitspower, I use them a lot. They've come to the party for this, this build. And we've gone with a full cover Bitspower GPU block, which I do like. We've got the acrylic version, you can see through it, and you can see that nice orange coolant. Motherboard wise, we have the ROG Strix X299E gaming motherboard. Very nice motherboard, and we've got this interesting little sort of ROG logo that's in a holographic, looks like a bit of glass section in the center of the board that does look really cool. And we've also got some RGB lighting on the IO shield cover, which adds a nice touch. CPU wise, Intel, we have a 7820X, that is an 8-core Parry in the system, so it is a pretty beastie system. We've got an 8-core CPU with a 1080 Ti. Memory wise, we have the Apacer Blade Fire. This runs at 3000 megahertz, that's 32 gigabytes, and it does sort of pulsate red. And it is in the shape of a blade. Well, it is called blade, it's in the shape of a blade, and it does add an aggressive look to the build because the build itself, or the case itself, is quite aggressive, and adding that memory I think does go well with the rest of the system. And Apacer have also thrown in their very interesting Commando PCIe SSD. I'm not sure if you've seen this in the wild, but it does sort of replicate a gun, sort of the top of the gun. I kind of think it looks like a hand stapler, but I'll let you decide that. I have put it down the bottom. It does come sort of like a light gold. I did paint that black just to blend in with the rest of the build, and then I added my own vinyl stickers to replicate the original logos on it. Moving on to some of the other hardware in the build, CableMod. I've gone all CableMod sleeve cables. If you haven't used CableMod before, they have a really good website for creating custom sleeve cables. You can do two ways. You can configure cable extensions where you simply extend your current power supply with cables. I do like those because you can use them with any type of power supply. They're just simply universal and extend your current power supply cables. Or you can get power supply replacement cables that simply just replace your power supply cables, but they will only work with that power supply or sort of a few from that manufacturer. And as you can see, I've gone with an all orange and sort of black sleeve cable set. Nice cables, and the combs do go in nice as well. So yeah, that does tie in with the build nicely. And then I got some orange coolant to tie it all up. Another area a lot of people have been talking about is down the bottom here. I didn't do too many mods, but I really wanted to add a power supply cover because you do sort of have this open area down the bottom. Now I haven't used a screen in some of my recent builds. I've been very busy. You've probably seen I've been smashing out builds left, right and center. So I simply added a little screen down the bottom here. These are just simple $50 US screens off eBay. They run to the HDMI in the back of the PC, and then they just show the windows that's on the PC. Now I've thrown on an ASUS64 custom sensor panel, and I've themed it towards a sort of a Cougar theme with like a bit of the case and then the orange colors. So that does add a nice little touch. And you can also check your Windows temps, or like your CPU temp, your motherboard temp and your GPU temp. So it is a nice little use. Or you can simply put like game stats if it supports a second screen and things like that. To create this little power supply cover, I was going to start off doing a curved bit of acrylic, but I thought if I had a curved bit of acrylic going over the power supply, it probably wouldn't quite match because the case is quite aggressive. We've got sharp lines all over the case, and especially with these very sharp angles and whatnot. So I decided to just do two bits and join them together with a bit of aluminium and just paint it all black. Then I just cut out the hole for this screen to pop in and just stuck it in there, and then I just added some black vinyl and some orange to contrast it nicely. Another area I did was this bit here. You might not be able to tell, but I actually vinyl wrapped this orange because the stock color does come anodized orange. And if you're familiar with anodized colors, They don't really have a large color palette. You pretty much just get one color orange, one color blue, and the orange that this case comes with pretty much didn't match anything else in this build. So I wanted to tie it all together, so I simply just vinyl wrapped this orange. It might be coming out a bit different on camera. I know reds and oranges are very hard to pick up, but yeah, that is vinyl wrapped orange. It does match the coolant very well, and it matches the cables as well nicely. And then I just added a ROG logo on the front there. Radiator, we have of course another Bitspower. That is Bitspower radiators. They're a bit of a weird size. I think it's 53 millimeters. Radiators normally come in like 30 mil, 45 mil, or 60 or 80 millimeters thick. These Bitspower ones are 53, so they are an interesting size. They do cool really well. The fans in this case, if you are wondering, are the stock Cougar fans that come with the Cougar Conqueror case. Now you do get 3. I did have some more spare from the other case I had from Cougar. Now I'm not sure if these are meant to be orange or red, but they certainly do look a little bit red, which I don't really mind. I think the orange and red does go in nicely. I've been saying it a lot, but it gives it that real aggressive look, which I don't really mind. It does sort of blend in well. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to go over the build in detail. I think this will be, the video will be showcased at PAX. I think they said they'll play it a few times and whatnot. But if you're heading down there, definitely check out this build, say hi to the guys. And yeah, I just want to thank the sponsors for supporting this build. I want to thank Cougar for giving me the chance to do this build. I want to thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for next time.